Querétaro, Querétaro, Querétaro. Today's September the 20th. Welcome to the Loshak in the Bag evening show.
Okay. All right.
I like it.
Okay,
I like it.
Okay,
That
very
was lucrative, Larry. My name's Jimmy the Bag. I'm sitting beside Lodol's Loshak. This is the Loshak in the Bag late show, as our man Larry let us know. Savage Larry says, "Who the fuck is this guy?" That's our man, Lucrative Larry, who will be giving Lucrative Larry's plays of tomorrow later on in this show. Shout out to Trenton Claxton. Said, "Told y'all Oakland run line today, free money."
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
was on LA.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. I'm looking at these NHL preseason lines here, Jimmy the Bag. As you can see on the agenda here, we are going to start off very quickly. Before we get to MLB, we're going to start off with AFL.
Oh,
I
as you
did look
should.
at that
The
game.
people demand
Yes,
it.
it was absolutely. They did demand it. It's a very interesting matchup. We'll get to that when we start off. All right, let me see. Let's see what the comments are coming in. It turns out that Chelsea did win, but Marseille lost. But that's okay. I pretty much broke even because I also thankfully took the over. I did, so I lost a little bit, but I made up most of the losses with the play on the over. Let's see, what else do we have here, Kyle? What else do we have here? Any comments?
Zach
here?
Kenkel goes 4-1 in Europa today.
Oh, very nice.
And my man Don McGo didn't catch the morning show, so I'm here extra early while working on my phone to catch the evening show. And that guy is very, very skilled with his soccer action as well.
Who else did Zach Henkel like besides what were your plays, Zach Henkel? I didn't catch him in the morning show. I would have tailed him. I definitely would have tailed him. All right, let's see. What else do we have?
Lost to K last night. A lot of us lost cash last night, but so far today, 4.5 out of 5. Up 1K. Got it all back.
Shout out. All right, I know there was some issues with the link that was tweeted. Do you think those other people are at some dead link now? Are they going to be able to find our show, Jim?
I retweeted the link that they sent out 10 minutes before the show, so that link is good. My man, Big Ragu in the house. He has sent us
Big Ragu.
Video.
Oh, we do.
An NFL play of the day and a college football play of the day.
All right,
no, NFL play of the week, I should say. It's not for tonight's game. NFL play of the week and a college football play this week. Very excited about him joining us and giving us action.
Yes, very, very excited, as am I. So how many videos do we have right now, Jim?
No.
Just one? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at these. I'm on a lot of favorites tonight in the NHL. I did take Washington. I did take Edmonton. I did take Chicago, Minnesota. I'm on all those. Yeah.
You're not going to give him his official pick?
I mean, I'm just betting it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna give those as official picks. It's just a little bit too crazy. But I am gonna tell people that, the official picks, we track them. It's important, but I also share all the leans that I have and the bets that I've made, and I have bet almost all the favorites tonight on the -1 line. So hopefully it'll come out okay in the end for me. And then let's see what else we have in MLB. Of course, we have the Jets going on here. Jimmy the Bag. That start to the show threw me a little bit. What do we have here?
Well, our Grand Salami is in great danger.
Oh, that's right. Well, yeah, that's true.
It's in great danger.
I did bet that one. That's right.
I did as well. But lots of time. Dion Davis says, "I love the chat, but hate hailing sometimes." Yes, it's a battle. Mohammed Jones says, "Okay, I need this tonight. Feel really good about this parlay. Any reason for me not to love his Browns money line? First half under 19.5. Jets for the Jets, Browns, and the Braves money line."
Yeah, all three of those plays are plays that people have given us strong opinions against. The Browns should win tonight, but they're a favorite here. They're a big favorite. Could easily see the Browns losing. The Braves, Jim and I are both on that, but there were a lot of people who said that the line is just too steep. And the first half under probably seems like a good play, but the total's gotten bet up. And Natalie Alvarez likes the Jets team total over. So yeah, each one of those, I just got to be honest here, right? Each one of those legs makes me nervous. Each one of them makes me nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the last thing he wants to hear. Is I'm nervous about it too. I find this game extremely difficult. I find it an extremely difficult game to find the right angle. Mason laughing at the guys who were on the Angels. Sean Robinson says A's money line was easy. Shout out to a couple people here who were all over this game. First off, my man Scotty Rock said, just like Trenton Claxton, they were both so confident in the A's. Also, Red Girl gave the Jackson prop strikeouts over, cashed easily.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So respect. Zach Kenkel, my top NCAA football play. Iowa, Wisconsin, under 44.5. Locked it in on Tuesday. Will be at the game and should be a defensive game. And the Kinnick will be rocking.
Yeah, I bet that one as well. I did not get 44.5. Very nice. I did get 44 though. I gave as an official play Wisconsin -3, which I now realize might have been a big mistake. But I also I don't think I gave officially the under, but I definitely bet it. Definitely got it at 44. I mean, this one has 19-17, that type of game written all over it. I like that one, Zach Henkel. I should have put that one in my parlay maybe. Yeah, that was a.
I did bet the parlay that I gave out on the parlay episode. I did bet it today. My man Sonny Vega joining us. Everything leads me to believe Browns. Prime time to finally get a win, trying not to overthink it.
Yeah.
And then Ricardo Ortiz says, anyone has Oakland odds on World Series? BetCris only has NL pennant, or the pennants. Yes, I'll pull them up right here. And I do have them, after today, they'll be 3.5 games back. Any chance you think I get the 50 to 1 to win the division? I still have 100 to 1 for the A's, $100 at 100 to 1 to win the AL. I have no bet on the World Series, but I will let you know right now.
So let's read some of these other comments, and then we'll get into the show.
1, plus 1,600. 16 to 1 you would get on the A's to win the World Series.
Very nice. Mr. Gokster says, off to the bars. Never stop me from missing an episode. Low bag, baby. God, I would love to go hang out with the Mr. Gokster at the bars, and then people would be like, who's this fucking old guy hanging out here? And then Mr. Gokster would say, he's my hero. He's a legend, and they'd all love me. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Mr. Gokster, when I initially heard of Mr. Gokster, I thought, when he came up to meet us in Toronto, I thought he'd be an older guy.
Yeah.
And then, young guy, pencil thin mustache. Though I did feel like his play of the day video that he gave us yesterday did feel like an old man's video. He's complaining of back pain. So I'm looking forward to see his next video. He's going to be a lot more passion.
I liked it. I personally liked it, but I love the responses because of the responses that it generated.
The best response all week was Tomor being worried about that loose wire in Red Girl's video. True care, sincerity that he was concerned about the well-being of that whole office. This is nice, man. I like being here with everybody. Andres Gaetan said Temple has a quarterback who's a game-time decision. Thomas says, I find teams like Cleveland that haven't won in a long time tend to win when they aren't supposed to.
Wise Guy says, I worship you guys. Look at that. Yeah, you know what? One of my comedy ideas when I was like in my early 20s, Jim, they just exploded out of me. One was a wannabe cult leader who was just really bad at it. And couldn't get any followers to get their wives to have sex with him. Was always messing up the inspirational messages that he would try to use to convince people that he was a cult leader. Pretty good character that I came up with. I just did it in my room. Wise Guy says, I worship you guys. Shout out to you, Wise Guy.
I want to give a shout out to Aunt Kenny. Says first time commenter, long time listener, and first time sharder. Okay. Says also, I'm in the hospital listening. Browns are a very good play. If Landry plays the pass prop, might be in trouble. I'm weary on that. And Kenny, sending you energy and strength. Let's get you out of that hospital. But thank you so much for being a part of the Low Bag fam, listening and now commenting. That's what we want. We want to have you guys involved. So much love to Aunt Kenny. Let's get you out of there.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
Good luck. So Browns are a very good play.
Huge shout out. Wise Guy says your show is awesome. Huge shout out to Wise Guy. This show is the bomb. Huge shout out to you, Wise Guy. Maybe someday we'll hang out, have a couple beers, talk some shit about life. He says, I tell everyone about your show at work. I love this guy, Wise Guy.
We need that desperately.
God.
Thank you, Wise Guy. We need our numbers to increase. That's the only way that there might be more paper in our future. Also, if I didn't squander $20,000 a year in action. Don McGo says, Jimmy, in 2 days I've given in Twitter 16 winners. 5 lost, 2 draws, over $200. Too bad I can't bet them straight up. You can bet them straight up, Don McGo. But I know you like big scores, and I respect that.
Yes, very nice.
Says Oakland today was an absolute no-brainer. Well, I'm just a clown who couldn't pull the trigger.
Yes, definitely. Vitola says young girls love old guys, Pete. Give them the pistol. Yes, that is definitely true. There's a small but significant portion of women that just have an absolute fetish for old guys, and you're like, really? And like, yes. And it's hard, a little hard to identify them when they just by looking at them on the street. They blend in very well, but absolutely true, Vitolis. All right, let's see.
It's now 16-2 for the A's. How's our salami?
All right, it's okay. You tail some, you win some, you lose some. I'm just hoping that I get bailed out by the NHL preseason games that I bet tonight. Other comments. Alan Action says Braves money line is the play of the night. Yes, Jimmy and I did both take that, but a lot of sharp guys on MLB that we respect didn't necessarily say they thought Philly was going to win, but they thought that considering the odds that it was either the play was Philly or nothing. Although there was one guy who even said that Philly should be the favorite, who who was that guy again? What was his name? He has a model. I can't remember offhand what his which commenter that was. But there was one guy who actually did say that.
I can't remember it. Because Rock. We were very concerned as soon as he said it.
Yeah, there were a bunch of guys who said that they thought the value was with Philly, and one actually said one actually said
the real TC.
Nope. It was there was one who actually said that he thought that
we were very concerned.
Yes, that Philly should actually be the favorite. Yeah. So it is interesting. Let's see what else we have here. Jimmy the Bag. Any other comments?
Sean Wynn says value bet Sam Darnold with a tired Jets short week. I like prop bet under 21 completions for Sam Darnold. Glenn Kelly says now 17 to.
It's a guy with a model. I'm trying to remember this guy's name. This is gonna kill us to try to remember this freaking guy's name. He's a regular commenter. And what the hell was his name? Maybe I'll pull up the other show. And
Taylor Stevens joining us.
Shout out to Taylor Stevens. All right, I am gonna pull up the other show, the morning show, just so I can look at the comments and refresh my memory.
Big Dave says Browns need this one bad more than the Jets. I'm on the Browns to win by a touchdown. A lot of talk about this UFC press conference going on right now between Khabib and the Infamous. A lot of talk about that. Thomas said, I like the first 5 under in Boston, New York. Every series that has a playoff feel like the Arizona Dodgers series has trended to the under. Boston not hitting, or like the Arizona series and the Dodgers. Brandon Cummings, I like the Philly Braves over, and I like Phillies on the reverse run line.
Yeah, that's not good. Huge shout out to Annie Marak, who is going to do a video with...
it's Jin Rummy, Gower Ramesh.
That's right, Jin Rummy. That's right, there you go. Shout out to Gower Ramesh. That is who it was. Jin Rummy, a guy who, sharp guy with a model, uses advanced analytics, said that he didn't just think that Philly had value. He thought that Philly should be the favorite.
Yeah.
Other guys said that it was either just based on the odds, Philly or nothing. Shout out to hell yeah. Shout out to Gower Ramesh.
Yeah,
shout out to Gower Ramesh.
Underdog giving you a shout out for saying your best sport, UFC MMA. And then Taylor Stevens, it's her birthday this week.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Does she want to pick? Hopefully not. But I'll give it if she wants. Listen, yes, Underdog, Pete, your best sport. You don't have the UFC record back there, do you? Do you happen to have it?
He's going to look for it.
Yeah. Anyway, I was looking forward to doing the show with Andreas Hale today because there were a lot of plays on the main card. I thought I was seeing value on every single fight in the main card.
Wow.
Every single fight. I was thinking that the big favorites should be even bigger favorites. Normally it's the opposite. Normally in MMA there's a lot of huge favorites who should be huge favorites, but they're a little bit too big of a favorite. And you're looking at some like plus 600 underdog that should be maybe plus 400. So it's a little hard to pull the trigger. This card, I'm thinking that the big favorites should be favorites, and I was thinking that there were just a lot of plays that I was liking in general on the main card, and we will be going over it with Annie Marak tomorrow, and I will probably give a bunch of those as official picks in the video with Annie Marak. I'm very, very much looking forward to that one, Jimmy the Bag. And what else do we have? Going on here?
My man Ant Kenny asking about Spidey. Spidey is doing great. They are still working on building him a bigger enclosure. Something that I hoped I would have a hand in raising funds for, which I'm still have not yet done. Which bothers me. So I am going to have that up. I'm going to have a GoFundMe going for Spidey because we want to build him a bigger enclosure. But shout out Ant Kenny for remembering our good friend.
Yes,
Spidey.
And Cammy Gopher says I love older men. Oh. Shit.
Jesus.
Cammy, how do I look, Jim? I look okay?
God, you look
The
good.
hair looks okay?
Holy shit.
All right, I got Cammy Gopher. Shout out to Cammy Gopher. Shout out to Cammy Gopher.
Damn, do you look
yes?
good right now.
Okay, thank you very much, Jimmy the
Holy
Bag.
Shit.
Wow, Cammy Gopher. All right, now my interest is now I'm all alert. I'm high alert here now. All right, so let's see other comments coming in. R2D2 Philin says, my brother played college football, coach for years. He said Jets at least plus 3.5 outright even. Yes. I'm looking at this game. I could easily see another tie, right? Easily see the Browns winning by 2 or 1 point. You know what I'm saying? Easily see a 1 point win by the Browns. Of course, could easily see the Jets winning this one outright, especially with the questions on defense as far as injuries are concerned. Again, I'm not on the Jets. I'm not going to be betting this game. But if you gave me a free play and I had to use it on the side or total, I would definitely throw it on the Jets plus the points here. Other comments coming in, Jim?
Just wise guys, no joke, man. Gambino, Gotti connect, man.
Hell, really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Really? Yeah. What's he saying? Gambino, Gotti connection?
Says the compliments from Jimmy makes me think he likes older men, too.
Very
God
nice.
damn, you look good, Pete.
Wise guy. All right, there you go. Let's see. What else we have here? Any comments coming in? Then we'll get into
Yes, there have been some lineup information coming in. And I should have these lineups ready to go when we break down more.
Okay, people are talking about. I guess the wire for my mouse is the cable for my mouse is distracting to some. Maybe I should just.
We don't see a lot of mouses anymore.
Right.
It's the new future is a world without mouse.
I know. I don't understand how you guys do it. Maybe my finger cells. All right, let's see.
And just that alone turns Cammy Gopher on so much.
Yes, just Cammy Gopher. Shout out to Cammy Gopher. All right, let's get into the handicapping. How about that? All right, we will start with the AFL. There's a huge game.
Good, that's what the people want.
Yes, that is what the people want. It's Collingwood against Richmond. This is a very interesting game here. Richmond, of course, is the dominant team in the AFL. This is what is known as the preliminary final, so it's like the semifinal. And the Magpies are a big underdog here. Richmond has only played one game over the past month. The Magpies are on a short week. They played a tough game last week. And they got the win. The big issue here is how big of a favorite should Richmond be? They played twice already this year, and the Magpies played them tight first 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter is when Richmond, the class showed, and they pulled away, similar to Alabama in college football, right? A lot of times you see, the class shows late. The real elite class shows late. A lot of times Alabama will be a big favorite, and you'll take the underdog. The underdog will be like a 12-point underdog, and they'll be winning by 2 points late in the third quarter. And you'll think, man, I made a great bet. And then Alabama rolls late, and then they run away with it. I am definitely thinking that Collingwood is probably the play here, getting a bunch of points, and I think a better bet even than the full game, just to make it safe, to be safe about it, is to take Collingwood on the first half. They might be a little bit worn down from having just played 6 days ago, a tough game, going up against a tough game here, but I definitely think they're going to be competitive in the first half. I'd be leaning Collingwood plus 15.5 or 16 for the full game, but definitely going to make the first half an official play. Do we happen to have my record on the other cat? We don't have any of that shit. None of that shit. I thought we were supposed to save this stuff, Larry. Don't you? I mean, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, isn't that? Wait. Let's say right. We don't have UFC. Right. We don't have the other. But we have the. Oh, you do have the other. Okay, that's kind of weird. Let's throw that one up. This is my record in rugby and curling and everything that. Look at that, Jimmy the Bag. My record in other. Look at that. 21-10 plus 11.5 units, and I'm definitely going to be adding Collingwood first half plus 8.5 minus 118. That's the current line at Bet365. Collingwood plus 8.5 on the first half minus 118 as an official play here. There's going to be 100,000 people in the stands. It's going to be an intense battle, probably the whole way through. It's possible Collingwood will get worn down at the end and once again lose. A lot of people are suggesting that there's going to be a 20-point or greater win by Richmond, and obviously that would not be a surprise at all. So I'm just going to stick with the first half. Collingwood plus 8.5 minus 118 currently at Bet365. That's an official play. The total is tough. And the full game side is a little bit tough, although I would be leaning Collingwood as well at plus 16.5. I do actually think they're going to maintain the intensity the whole way through, unless injuries come into play. But Collingwood is definitely a pick, and Collingwood on the first half is definitely a pick, and Collingwood on the full game is a lean as well. Jimmy the Bag.
Kobe says Collingwood sounds like a place without a Walmart.
Yeah.
Greg Matson says, tip of the cap as always to you boys. My wife puts up with you and my girlfriend loves you.
Hell yeah.
Also, we have to stop everything.
Mm-hmm.
We have to stop everything because Steve Mapp,
Mm-hmm.
It's Steve Mapp, loyal watcher of the best show on YouTube. I don't remember Steve Mapp's name. I will never forget it now. Steve Mapp says, loyal watcher of the best show on YouTube, and it's my birthday.
Oh, shit. Okay, let's see.
Oh, but Nostra loved this AFL talk.
Yeah, Nostra loves the AFL talk. I don't know if it is actually, if you don't follow the sport, then it won't mean anything to you. But it's actually, they go nuts for this shit in Australia. There's going to be literally 100,000 people in the stands, over 100,000 people. There's massive stadiums there. It's split 50-50, right, in terms of the fan base. So if you can imagine a massive stadium with over 100,000 people in it and split 50-50 in terms of fan base, it is a pretty intense event, and so I'm definitely excited to have been able to cap it and to give a pick on it.
Yes, I can tell. Kyle Schaefer says that Grand Salami play looks like dog shit.
Yes, it does.
There's lots of terms we could use for it, but yes, when the first game goes over 20 runs, it does not look very good. Yes, and we were talking about your UFC video.
Okay.
We have great news. Anna Marek Loshak will be doing the video with you.
Yes.
My man Clint will be doing the video with you tomorrow. I'm excited about having him rocking with us. Red Girls on Temple. Hako Schofield says, I need a birthday pick Monday. It gives us a lot of time.
Jamal Heron says, are you serious right now, dude? MLB, NFL, and college, even preseason is fine. Not this other stuff. Come on, the guys. Who the hell is cauliflower? Real sports only.
Yes. That's harsh, man.
Yes.
Who the hell is cauliflower?
Listen, yes, Jamal Heron, we try to stick to real sports only most of the time. And I think we do a pretty damn good job of that. Once in a while, though, we do, edge into the territory of fake sports like Aussie Rules football.
Popping off, having that pop off the show, going up first, shows the confidence you have in this show.
I do.
That you don't think we're going to lose 150 people.
Jamal Heron requests real sports only, and I understand the request. Once in a while, though, we do cover fake sports in this show. It's just something we do once in a while. So to anyone who doesn't like that, I apologize. We try to please everyone here. There are some people who are into fake sports, and they're the people we're trying to please. So we try to keep the real sports only. Jamal Heron, great comment, and once in a while, this will happen in this show.
Cauliflower is better fried, says Underdog. Okay, well, let's get into this. Let's break down this card, because now that the lineups are out, there may be some advantages. 18-2 now in that A's game. Let's get ready. Have you looked at these lineups?
Yes, I have. Oh, Jessica Fine. And Jessica Fine says, Loshak, how much do you bet per play? What's a quarter of a unit mean? Also, do you even bet your 1,000 plays you give out to the public? Yes, Jessica Fine. Any play that I say that I bet is a play that I've actually bet. And any play that I say that is a lean is almost definitely a play that I have bet. The actual the actual amount that people bet per play is just generally something that is not discussed. But I have in previous shows shared that my unit bet size is $2.80. That was actually a question and answer on the Low Bag Show trivia contest at the IFBC that was won by Ski Profit. But yes, Jessica Fine, I do bet all the plays that I give out, all the plays that I've mentioned. There's a few times when I say, I have a lean to something that's a play that I haven't actually bet, and I wind up not actually betting it. But every play I give out is a play that I bet, and most of the leans that I say that I'm on are bets that I've already made as well.
It sounds like Jessica Fine is not interested in older men.
Maybe. We'll see.
It sounds like she's not interested in older men. The Reefer, though, says, Loshak, how much do you bench?
How much do I bench?
Yeah.
450. To me, that's good. 450. I think it's good. Other people might not, I don't know.
Sounds pretty good.
450.
Sounds pretty good. A lot of people backing the Yanks. Let's start breaking down. Let's card.
Let's go for it.
Reef NYC says, bring out the brooms. What do you feel about this spot? Let's take a quick look at these lineups here. Red Sox. So Mookie's back in the lineup. Betts, Benintendi, Martinez, Bogarts, Holt, Devers, Swihart, Bradley, Vasquez, and we know that some of these big bats are ice cold. Going up against McCutchen, Judge, Hicks, Dan, Gregorius, and Duhar, Sanchez, Voit, and Torres. When you break down this Boston team right now, Benintendi 2 for 15, Bogarts 2 for 14, Betts 1 for his last 12. Who's going to get the runs? Who is going to get the runs? Wow, people are pretty excited that you benched that.
And what do you want me to do? Lie? It's what I bench. I'll prove it on camera someday if you want. It's what I bench.
I respect it. I respect it. Everybody does.
Yeah.
Everybody does. Jim Tolleson is on the Yankees. Isan Silvergard says Yankees won't let the Red Sox clinch in New York. Rodriguez has looked much better of late. He had a terrible start to the season, which kind of skewed his numbers. But 9-4 with a 2.89 ERA in his last 16 starts. Also, a nice career against the Red Sox. 4-3 with a 3.16 ERA. Not so good. 2 starts versus the Yankees this year, but not bad. 4.09 ERA. Lefties, 216 off him. 652 OPS. Tanaka, though, has been lights out of late. I am not on. Cold Coleon says, take my Red Sox. Mookie's back today. Thomas says, I don't trust Boston bullpen, but I think Rodriguez is solid here. Tanaka is a good game pitcher. Raul Wando is on the under. Do you have a play on this?
No, I'm passing on that game. I'm passing on this game.
Yeah?
Yeah. The plays that we gave in the morning are as follows. Jim and I both did take Atlanta -1. Highly controversial play there, and we might be dead on the wrong side. I also wound up taking Philly on the first 5 team total under 2 -115, hoping that Gossman has a good start. KC and Detroit pass. White Sox, Cleveland. I did take a shot with Cleveland on the first 5 innings. Team total over 3 to hit Shields. Cincinnati, Miami. Jimmy and I are also both taking a shot with Cincinnati. I took the first half and the Miami first half team total under. Jim took Cincinnati first half and Cincinnati -1. Nostra let us know that Miami has a bunch of guys that they recently called up from AAA who are promising and are hitting. But I'm very impressed with Reed's last start. Think he might be able to do it again. Tampa Bay, Toronto, a pass for me. Boston Yankees is a pass for me. And the Mets-Washington game is also going to be a pass for me. But it is tempting to take a shot with the Mets on the alternative run line at +500. Vargas has been pitching surprisingly well. Scherzer struggled his last time out. Probably bounces back here, but it's just a massive line. And that's the MLB card going over it game by game. Jimmy the Bag, any plays you want to add?
Yeah, there's some plays I want to add. Remind me again, did we do any first 5 action on the Reds, or was it just full game?
On the Reds?
On the
yes, you took Cincinnati first 5. I took it as well. And you took a -1, and I took a Miami first 5 team total under.
So I have them both first 5 and full game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That's what I bet. Vegas Gun, our man Tom Gunn says, damn, Pete, you could bench his wife.
You know, it happens. It happens. I could.
That's very arousing. Mm-hmm. Russell Braxton says, no way in hell I'd take the Reds today. That's a good idea because I'm on them, Russell Braxton. Mm-hmm. And if you fade me every single MLB bet I make, you'll be in good company. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to own many treehouses.
Jessica Fine says, Peter, how much do you get paid from SBR for giving out losers to the public? Well, I'm not going to reveal my salary, obviously. That's completely ridiculous. Why were you scared to tell Gabe your unit size? My unit size, $2.80. Quarter of a unit size, laughing my ass off. Jessica Fine's asking what my salary. It's not enough, I'll tell you that. No, not that much, yeah. I'm not going to tell you exactly how much I make, Jessica Fine, but I will tell you the general area, not that much, for sure. Jessica Fine, to answer your question.
You deserve a raise. Reef New York City says I'm very aroused, which is great. Edgar Flores says, hi, Pete. I mean, lots of money to be made in the KHL. Line's not that hard. You're right. Mm-hmm. You're right. I just haven't broken down the rosters. Like, I know the NHL rosters in and out. It's the the European players that I don't know as well. Obviously, I know the North American players that go over there. But we've already been given a heads up from R2D2 Finland that's already made money for us. He's all over Jokerit this year, and man, they look like a juggernaut. They look like an absolute juggernaut right now. So we're hammering Jokerit every day. We'll be hammering them again tomorrow. Although
Jokerit's next game is against another juggernaut, and I would be very careful about that. The game that the team they're playing, I looked ahead. Their next game is against a tough competition, an undefeated team, I believe. Also, Jessica Fine, if you want to bang, definitely we can. Hit me up on on Twitter or find me on Facebook.
All she needs to see you is do a little bench press.
Yeah, I don't know what your deal is, Jessica Fine, but if you're looking to bang, let's do it, baby. Let's do it, definitely. Just FYI.
I'm certain she's looking to bang.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
Very possible.
Yeah, she's very interested in my...
I'm not sure if she's into older men, though. That's the problem.
I kind of have a sixth sense for when women are hating on you, but secretly it's because they want to bang you, and that might be what's going on here. So, Jessica Fine, let's do it. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm attracted to like 80% of women in general. I'm sure you fall into that category. Let's go.
80%?
Approximately, yeah.
Wow, that's a good.
Roughly.
It's nice, man.
Yeah.
80%, that's very impressive. Mm-hmm. Oh, the Reaver says, damn, Pete, show your pecs. But I thought that said pics at first, and I liked it. But okay, let's keep rolling. You're arousing our audience.
Very nice.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question here. First off, do you find the Red Sox Yankees with Rodriguez pitching the way he is, Tanaka pitching the way he is, that the under is in play here? Or are you just completely off this game?
Which one?
Red Sox Yankees.
I'm off the game. I'm just not. I was doing so much shit. I was looking into UFC. I was looking into the Aussie Rules football game, and I'm just going to pass on this one. No overnight line for that game, so that's why I didn't look at it last night. It's just going to be a pass for me. I do that a lot sometimes as well, Jessica Fine. Sometimes, it's you want to handicap every game. It's tempting, but sometimes there are just games where it's just your schedule. You don't have enough time. The most important thing in sports betting, the most important thing is bet sizing appropriately. But one of the other most important things is to not bite off more than you can chew, because it's very tempting to be like, you want to cap everything. It's so much fun just to break down the games. But I've learned, to just throw some games out, and this is one of those games. Boston Yankees, I know that Scotty Rock Forever loves Boston tonight, right? He had us write that one down, that he thinks that Boston gets the win.
He thinks that Rodriguez has a big start.
Yes. So
Savage Larry's also on the Red Sox.
A lot of people liking Boston. I hope you guys cash. I'm totally off it. Not even gonna think about it.
The millennials have chimed in. They say it's smash now, not bang.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm not a millennial. I don't know.
Yeah, but Smash is that's like from Jersey Shore or something. I mean, I know. I mean, yeah, I know Bang is not is from Andrew Dice Clay, in the '80s style in the '90s. But yeah, all right. I'll get some new terms going on later on.
Yeah,
I'll think about that.
I'm very excited to hear
I'll
them.
upgrade my slang for sure.
Zach Kenkel says blind bet overs on KHL. Marco Lou says I'm on Boston again.
Yeah, I do have a KHL over actually that I bet. I will share that with Jessica Fine and others if you'd like to know. Sure. Go if there's anything you want to add. But there is one. I have been looking into the KHL. That's the Russian Hockey League and
not just Russia, but yes.
What?
Not just Russia.
KHL?
Yes.
Is it? Who else is in there?
There are teams from around Europe. Obviously, we're betting on Jokerit. Clearly not a Russian team.
Right. But Right, but under the category, like when you get it, it says Russian KHL. But anyway, there is a game here. Hold on, let me see the game that I bet. I am looking for overs, and I did bet Admiral Vladivostok against the HC Slovan Bratislava over 4.5 minus 104. That's a play that I definitely made. That one goes tomorrow morning. That's one I am looking for overs in the KHL in general, and that is one that I identified, and I've already bet that one. I'm already on that one.
M Fam says Pete about to lay the pipe. Maybe that's term that you want to use.
That's an old term as well. I don't know. In the age of the internet, everything's either old or
Cole said tap is cool or hit.
Yeah, I know.
Tap, tappy.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on, Jim. What do you want to add in terms of MLB, if anything?
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
We did not break down the Royals-Tigers game today, this morning on the morning show. And game time, 1078 Fahrenheit, wind blowing in. Detroit coming off being swept by Minnesota. Lopez has looked very good since being acquired from the Brewers in the Moustakas trade. He had that incredible start where he took a perfect game into the ninth inning. And then he had the rematch with the Twins. That didn't go so well, but he was rolling until that fifth inning. Now he has a left rib contusion that might affect him in this game. Lefties hit 225 off him. Boyd, 3.09 ERA since the All-Star break. Incredible in his last start. 1 run, 2 hits, 7 innings against St. Louis, 11 Ks. Now he struggled against the Royals this season. 4 starts, 1 and 3, 4.32 ERA, and struggled badly in his career against them. Lefties don't touch him, 204, 622. Righties are barely touching him, 226, 74. What do you think about these big bad Tigers here, even with Candelario out of the lineup?
The Tigers? Yeah. I was leaning under on this one. I was definitely leaning under. It's
Nick
8.
Dial says I like the under in the Detroit.
Yeah. I was leaning under. It opened at 8.5. Now it's down to 8. Let me see. So you do have we do have the lineups up, and there's some people out for Detroit here.
Well, Heimer is out of the lineup, but they got Jacoby Jones. Stewart's that stud that they brought up who's going to play every day. Castellanos, Martinez, getting one of his final starts of his career. Aducci, Rodriguez, Griner, Lugo, and Cosma.
Yeah. I'm going to pass on this game. Lean to the under, but
what is the total at?
Yeah, it's now 8. It's at 8.5 on the overnight line, and I did hit it at the 8.5 on the overnight line, but I'm not going to give it as a pick now. It's just 8, and that's that.
And that's that.
Yeah.
Marshall Purdue says, called me nostalgic. But I like the term bone.
Yeah, I mean, it's I guess it's situation specific now in 2018.
Reef NYC says tap. That's 90s lingo. He says these kids say slide or swim in that.
Yeah, I know it's everything's all crazy now with the internet.
Says split it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. No, she says I like Detroit, but not laying 40 cents with them. Don't expect many runs to lay the run line. So what's the first 5 total at?
On which one?
On the Royals at Tigers.
The Royals Tigers, let's see, probably 4.5. Royals Tigers is 4.5. Yep.
And is it juiced?
Yeah, 120 standard.
I'm interested in that.
I wouldn't talk you off of it. If you want to add it, go ahead. I'm not gonna do it myself. Very
sexual episode today. You could talk me off in general, but you wouldn't talk me off of it.
No.
Do you like it?
It's just Lopez is so up and down. Boyd gets his strikeouts, but he also is prone to giving up a home run here and there. So I like it just a teeny bit.
Roster Thomas says make some whoopee.
Yeah,
is that something you would
that's
use?
from the 70s. Yeah, that's from the 70s, which is I would use that too. Absolutely.
Noli knows. Someone I was calling Nolly did not know is Noli, but now I do. Noli knows says my best bet of the weekend, Ohio, Cincinnati. I know you have a play on that game. He's on the under.
Oh, he's on the under. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. I'm on Ohio at, I actually got that one at 9. It's now down to 8. George Stanley asking Peter Loshak what happened to the Into the Weekend show. George Stanley, there were just some issues with DSI and SBR. Had nothing to do with me, had nothing to do with Brent, had nothing to do with anything that we were involved with. Some external, to the show, issues between DSI and SBR. And if you go at SBR at sportsbookreview.com, you'll see they have been downgraded significantly from A+ just a few short years ago, all the way down to D- or wherever the hell they are right now. But so yeah, until those issues get resolved, there's not going to be an Into the Weekend show. Sorry about that. I loved it. It was super fun. Everyone loved that show, but we're just not going to be able to do it. Nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky, Jim. Yeah.
Whoa, it had to come to that.
Yep.
Jesus, I got it. Okay.
Nothing lasts forever, baby.
But the earth
and sky.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, I'm interested in the first 5 under here. Gary Avery says, "What's up with the yellow shirt?"
Mm-hmm.
Fuck's up, Gary? You got a problem with this yellow shirt?
R2D2 Finland is talking about the Jokerit game. I'm wondering if... sorry, I didn't mean to cut off the...
My boy here benches 450.
Okay. Yes. R2D2 Finland is talking about how Jokerit plays tomorrow at home against Automobilist. Tough team. Automobilist has some big wins. R2D2 Finland, do you think that Jokerit once again is a side with value? Because I'm going to be off them tomorrow. I'm not going to touch that game at all. I'm not going to touch that situation.
Okay. Okay, so I'm on the Reds and Braves. I'm about to lose the salami.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious about the only moves that I would make is I am curious. I am interested in this Red Sox Yankees spot.
Mm-hmm.
I am also interested in the Rays, even though we've been talked off of it. A lot of people were saying that that they like Gaviglio here, and he's been getting a lot of soft contact. The Rays are just running hot right now, and I feel like I should jump all over that.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Sniffen just jumped on the A's here. Now they're up 20-2.
Oof! Wow! Jesus. Damn.
Oh, Jessica Fine's back.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So those are the plays I'm interested in. I guess I'm going to stay off the Rays. Maxie says, "What about Washington with Scherzer?" Let's break this down. We talked earlier on the show that Vargas has actually been pitching better than Scherzer over the last couple starts, maybe. I mean, Vargas did get touched in 2 starts ago. Came back a little bit better. He had 2 real nice starts before he got touched. But Scherzer coming off, giving up 6 runs, 7 hits, 4 innings, shortest start of the season. You think he's going to come back firing here? Clearly, Vargas has been hit by righties hard, 303, 907 OPS. But Mets national.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be tempting to take a shot with the Mets -1 as that huge of an underdog line. I do think Scherzer probably bounces back here and is fine. Has a classic 7-inning, 7 or 8 inning 1-run start. But maybe not. Maybe there's something fundamentally wrong with him. And it's tempting to take the shot with the Mets -1, but I'm off that game. Didn't bet it. Didn't even take a shot with the Mets as a big underdog on the overnight line, and I'm not going to now.
Noli No says heavy rain in Norman, Oklahoma. Bermuda grass. Take the under 63. Army okay.
In which one?
The Army game.
Okay.
Very interesting. I will love. Noli got me on some live plays last week. I'm gonna copy and paste what my man Noli is saying. Well, the only play I'm interested in making is that under there. Detroit KC. I guess I'm gonna stay off that Yanks Red Sox game. I'm not sure exactly what to do. No one really. I guess it's such a boring game that people aren't really jumping in on it. Reef NYC says Mets suck. Alex Marbury, A's still scoring run. Rick H says the Angels just called up my Little League son to come in.
Mm-hmm.
That's how. Price is too big on Scherzer. I don't even want the run line, says Allen. Action. Okay, I do like what I've seen from Lopez. I thought that Lopez actually showed a lot in his last start because he was seeing the same lineup again 5 days later, and that's tough. And he went rolling. Oh, my mic is breaking up. Is that a fact? No. Okay. R2D2. I know he's on my side. 21-2 now. I am going to take the first 5 under 4.5 in Royals Tigers.
Okay, the first 5 under 4.5. That'll be -120. Let me find. Okay. Here we go. So you're going to take KC Detroit, first 5 under 4.5, -120.
Yes.
First 5 under 4.5, -120. That's a market line right now.
And that game starts in 18 minutes, I believe, or
28. 28.
Yeah. Okay, so that will be my only addition to today's card. and I'm ready to move on to NFL. But I'm going to need about a minute or so. So do you want to go over the card one last time
sure.
while I make the
Go
bet?
over the card one last time. The Mets probably do have a little bit of value at the current line. I don't think there's any way around it. It's almost like one of these MMA lines. Again, when you see a plus 600 dog that should be plus 400, part of the reason that those lines get so inflated is because it's so hard to pull the trigger on a bet that you think is very, very, very likely to lose, right? Even if it should be plus 400, that's a 20% chance that it's going to win. You're extremely likely to lose it, but that's the side with value. That's why those lines get inflated. It's a lot easier to pull the trigger on a favorite where you think it's going to win anyway, regardless of where the value is. And that's what I think we have here with the Mets game. I'd probably the Mets, and if I was going to take them, I'd probably take them at -1. And I'm tempted to do that right now. The alternative run line is plus 500 at Bet365. So that would be like a plus 400 line for the Mets. On the -1 line, and that probably is a side with some value, worth taking a shot. Probably the Toronto line is worth a shot as well. I'm thinking about that, but I'm gonna hold off on that one. Boston Yankees game is a pass for me. We'll see what happens. Will Reed be able to hold down this young Miami lineup? I took Cincinnati first half, and I did take Miami first half team total under. And Gossman, what'll happen with Gossman? Last two starts were off. He gave up some runs. Strikeouts were not there. His control was a little bit more off, but maybe it was just a two-start glitch, and that's what I'm thinking is going to happen here. So I did make I doubled up on a good start for Gossman. I took Atlanta -1, and I took Philly first half team total under 2. Detroit KC, I am leaning unders on that one, but I'm going to skip it. I'm going to pass on that game. And then again, the Cleveland lineup. Thought it was a good spot to take Cleveland yesterday on the first half team total over against Covey, who looked vulnerable on paper. He obviously wasn't. Shields again looks vulnerable on paper here, and I think he probably is. I actually like this one a little bit more than the play yesterday, where Covey threw a shutout, and I like that one. So I'm on Cleveland first 5 team total over 3 at -110. Again, I am on Collingwood. Collingwood first half plus 8.5 in the AFL tomorrow morning. Taking a bunch of favorites in NHL preseason tonight. I gave a KHL over that I did bet. I mentioned it earlier in the show. And a lot of plays from various different fake sports that we have going on in the Low Bag show today, courtesy of me, Peter Loshak.
We haven't gotten to Bundesliga handball, but that will come. That will come. There is a play I want to lock in now. Mm-hmm. And humming and hawing, spending some time on it. There are some, we know that Mac is a possible injury. Maybe won't be able to go. Doyle also may not be able to go for the Colts. I don't think I'm going to get -6.5 for much longer. I bet it about 45 minutes ago or 45 minutes before the show, and I'm going to make it an official pick here. The Philadelphia Eagles to cover 6.5 points against the Colts on Sunday.
The Eagles -6.5. Okay, We'll do a line chop here right now. Someone, who is this guy who said that he likes the Jets? Top set, likes Jets win both halves at plus 500. That could happen. I mean, if things aren't clicking for Cleveland, I wouldn't at all be surprised if the Jets win by 14. I mean, if I was going to take the Jets here, I might actually take a shot with the Jets on an alternative spread at like -7.5 at a huge underdog line, because that would not be a surprise. I think it's more likely that the Jets have a blowout win than Cleveland does.
I hear you, and it is Steve Mapp's birthday. We can't forget that. He may need a birthday pick, so we can't go too far. Also, Alejandro Blanco, our man Alejandro Blanco says, when are you going to cap Puerto Rican basketball? Bayamon will cover tomorrow. Okay,
I'll look into that tomorrow.
I'm copying.
Bayamon in Puerto Rican basketball.
I love that stuff, Alejandro. We get very excited about that stuff because left to my own vice, I've been losing.
So the line you're getting here is 6.5 -110 for Philly.
Beautiful.
6.5 -110. All right, we'll start capping Puerto Rican. There's a lot of local basketball leagues that I'm sure are a lot more beatable than our standard NBA that we are so familiar with and so perplexed by year in and year out. Puerto Rican basketball, Bayamon probably covers tonight. That is for tomorrow. That is from Alejandro Blanco. I will look into that one. Alejandro Blanco, thanks so much. I'm going to copy and paste this comment here.
Well, let's talk a little more about this Jets-Browns situation. First off, we know Zane Gonzalez is gone, and Greg Joseph out of Florida Atlanta, a rookie, is in. And all of you who have the Browns, I'm sure, will rest easy come crunch time, knowing that some guy named Greg Joseph's going to come out and kick. Isaiah Crowell, too, a big spot for him. He was held to 35 yards against the Dolphins. He's going to have to do a lot more here, and he will have a tough time doing it against the Browns front seven. I like this Browns team. I like this Browns defense. Denzel Ward has
so
really
we're on to
helped.
NFL now?
Sorry, I thought we'd been talking about NFL for a while.
No. All right, so let's move to NFL then. So that does it for MLB. I'm not going to take a shot with the Mets -1, although that is definitely tempting to try at the very least. All right, so now let's move on to NFL. Sure. Jimmy the Bag, you have no pick.
We're talking about NFL.
Okay, yeah, you threw on the Philly pick for sure. The Jets line, in the meantime, has moved. Some money has come back in on the Jets now. You know, it's not as juiced for Cleveland as it was this morning, which doesn't surprise me. I wouldn't have expected more money to come in on Cleveland. And the total is 40.5 or 41. I'm going to pass on this game. Some interesting angles that have been given to us. Jets to win both halves at +500 might be worth a play. Are you going to make a play on this game, Jim?
I want to talk it out more, but I'm really hesitant to make a play or a bet at this point. Anil Frank says, I completely disagree, Pete. I don't see the Jets scoring more than 14 points. Browns were able to handle Steelers and Saints offenses. They just beat themselves. And that goes right against Natalie Alvarez's lock. You know, he said was the Jets team total over. So we just have we have people on every single which side here. Ralph Portwando's on the under 8.5 in that Yankees game. I think that might be the play here.
Okay.
But I'm not going to make a move. Kobe Valentine, prop bet likes Crowell over 48.5 yards. Week 1, he ran for 102 against Detroit on just 10 carries. Will he be able to do that against this Browns defense? I'm not sure. It just feels like a play where it's just a mix between each side, and I just don't feel like I have an angle. If I was going to make a play, I would take the under. That would be the only play, but I don't know if I can do it. Shaquille Bell says, Jimmy, take the Jets +3. I just feel like it's dodgy, man. And Ralph Portwando saying you're talking yourself into the Mets beat. Don't do it.
No, I'm not doing it. Yeah.
Kobe Valentine says NFL props. Darnold under 235.5 pass yards. Corral over 48.5 rush yards. Hyde under 57.5 rush yards. We haven't talked. Longest pass under 46. Longest rush under 24. And first half under 19.5. I love this three-headed monster that they have running the ball. I really do. I think Hyde, Johnson, Chubb behind a good offensive line. I think that's an asset. I think this is I think they have a better running game than I mean, that's easy to say. Callaway has stepped up for these Browns. I know he was a guy who had he went in the 4th round because of questionable character issues. He stepped up. They already have a number 1 in Landry. He's saying all these great things about Callaway. You know what? I guess if I was going to talk about it, I probably would take the Browns. I probably would. But Russell Braxton says even if Browns win, they don't cover. You know, if it was 2.5, maybe I'd do it. I just, I don't know. This Jets team, Robbie Anderson's not a number 1, and that is noticed by everybody, including Darnold, who's now made Inanunwa, who missed all of 2017, his go-to guy, 13 catches for 155 yards. I find this really difficult, and I don't want to force a play right now. I'm only up, less than a unit in NFL, and I just don't want to force it. I'm going to watch this game and love every second of it, but I don't see an angle that I can really get behind it. And if I give a play, I want to bet it, and I just don't feel confident in the spot here, and I'm going to stay off. As sad and boring as that sounds, I'm going to stay off the game.
Okay.
Tomer says Cleveland's offensive line is mediocre. I think it's pretty good. Not the same as last year with Thomas gone. Sure. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, but I still think it's good. Yeah, I'm. You know what? I'm. Oh wow! And Joe Licari saying it's a -2 on WagerWeb. And so Santa's saying anyone liking the over 4.5 sacks tonight? That was Scotty Rock in that Bears game who took the over 5 sacks, and that was done in the first half. That was a brilliant play. Noah Lastark says don't jump with the public numbers, don't match the percentages. Native Queen joins us.
Shout out to Native Queen. Let's see what she has to say.
Jets Cleveland first half under 20, longest field goal under 45. Ron Walsek. Love this guy says Jets dink and dunk to victory, second win in 11 days. Yeah, I just Native Queen says can't take Browns as a favorite. I think Tom Marino's right when he says that you want to take the Browns in the spot where they're dogs. You want to get the value
definitely.
Ross Radamas says Carlos Hyde show has to be. I like Carlos Hyde. Cleveland won't make the same mistake Detroit made. They will blitz, says Tomar. C. Max says Hugh Jackson's the worst coach, and you know he's on the hot seat right now, no doubt about it. XBO 399 says that oversack looks tempting. Reef New York City with the Powell score TD prop. And Crazy Rocker says Yanks lose tonight. Yeah, you know what? I'm not as boring and sad as that sounds. I'm not going to make a play that I'm not going to back and bet.
and
I'm not going to make a play here.
Okay, cool. So George Stanley says, Pete, what happened to the Into the Weekend show? George Stanley, I already answered that. Watch the replay, and you will find your answer there. Some interesting comments. Other comments that I copied and pasted here. Nostra Toto likes the Marlins reverse run line. Jays and Phillies, solid positive EV in my opinion on my numbers. And then Zach Kenkel and some other and R2D2 Finland talking about Jokerit. He says Jokerit is good, but they've lost to Scott 4 of the last 5 times. And SKA owns them. Yeah, that's a tough one. Edgar Flores still likes Jokerit to win, and Nolly knows. We'll talk about this in the college football segment, but again, that comment that you read, heavy rain in Norman, Bermuda grass taking the under. I was also thinking that Army might be, as a massive underdog, might be worth a play. That's definitely a play that I was kicking around in my head, taking Army, and now maybe it may be the under as well, but I was definitely, before this comment from Nolly knows, I was thinking about the taking Army as a huge underdog in this spot. I'm not convinced that Oklahoma is going to be motivated to get a blowout win here, and Army will be motivated to keep it under 30.
Yeah, interesting. I agree. I think that I agree. I think that Army's going to be up for this game in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a good breakdown.
All right, so we done with NFL?
Yeah, we are done with NFL. The only play I'm going to add on is the Eagles. And that gives me a bunch of plays. So right now, I'm uncomfortable with the Vikings-Bills game, with the Vikings in the look-ahead spot. I also was interested in the over 41, quite interested earlier in the week. I'm less and less interested. If the Vikings are up 20-3, there's no reason they're going to put the gas down. I'm very happy that I got the Eagles -6.5 locked in. I have bet that. And then going down the list, I'm happy. I'm excited about the Panthers play. I'm excited about the Jaguars play. I am going to take this Titans team total under very soon. I'm off the Broncos, thankfully off the Broncos, although the number is appealing. The Giants plus points is appealing, but I'm not going to bother with that. And then this Chargers-Rams game, I do think the Chargers are going to give them more of a game, but how much more? And also, I am less and less comfortable taking the Bears as big road favorites. And the more and more I watch Trubisky and study Trubisky, the less I like. So all told, I don't think I'm going to make another play in NFL. I think I'm locked in with all my plays, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy.
Okay, other people suggesting that the Jets are just in a bad spot, that we're going to see Darnold feel the pressure from a primetime game for the first time in his career. Rick H. says Darnold feels his first Thursday night woes. Darnold fails miserably tonight. Picks, and more picks. And Brendan Cummings suggesting that the spot is not good for the Jets. Third game in 11 days. Of course, we know about that one, and he thinks that is more of a factor than some people who are liking the Jets are giving credit for. You might see it might be a down spot for a welcome to the NFL type of game for Darnold tonight against the Browns. Interesting.
Yeah, I hear that. Those all make sense. Chris Blanchard saying, I like that Eagles play, Jimmy. You know, I've been on this game, talking about this game every single day, over and over and over again. Was leaning more and more towards the spot. It's also a play endorsed by Donnie Rightside. I just think that the Eagles, even though they're, Alshon Jeffrey, Matt Collins, Mike Wallace all out, going to go with that 2 tight end set with Ertz and Goddard, and it's going to pay dividends. I love that 2 tight end set. I think it's going to be a big move for them going forward, and Wentz will be hungry and ready to go. And the injuries, we talked about the injuries, but watch this. I'm telling you, watch this 2 tight end set. These guys, Ertz and Goddard, are awesome, and I think they're going to go to it all day.
In the meantime, R2D2 Finland is going to be on Jokerit again tomorrow. He's saying that that they came to Finland to party angle is the big factor for him. He says Automobilist won yesterday 5-1. They came to Helsinki today and party. And R2D2 Finland says Jokerit is ready tomorrow. First loss for Automobilist tomorrow in Helsinki.
Yeah, well, what is the line I would get right now? I'm very
on that
curious.
one.
Yeah,
it's about plus 100 on the money line, and then if you want to take a -1, it would be about plus 160 or so. So Jokerit is definitely a significant favorite here, which is surprising considering the team they're playing is undefeated. But you know, R2D2 Finland thinks that they're coming off a big win, came to Helsinki to party, and that they're in for their first loss tomorrow.
Wow, very interesting.
All right, let's move on to college football.
Jim Rome says Goddard hasn't been used a lot yet. I hear you, but they the way I see it, they have to. They have to with all the injuries on offense. But I hear you, Jim Rome. I just think that it's the move. And Thomas says, yeah, Jim, it looks like you sit on the depth chart right now. We'll see. We'll see what bangs out. And Ron Walsick says Eagles 37, Colts 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We also do have the video that we have, and that is for what? For NFL or for college?
Yes. Big Ragu. I love this guy. So 2 plays he's on, and I'd like to get your guess on what they are. First off, oh shit, that's my football card. I didn't write it there. I wrote it here. Okay. First off, he's on an NFL game. He is on Oakland at Miami. He has a side.
Oh, definitely Miami, obviously. Okay.
And then he is on a side in TCU versus Texas.
Obviously TCU. Yeah.
Beautiful. We love Big Ragu. Let's get a Big Ragu video popping off right now.
Lucrative Larry bouncing around.
Yeah, Lucrative
behind
Larry
the controls.
Doing his thing.
What up, Low Bag fam? It's the Big Ragu. Shout out to Petey and Jim for all they do for us in chat every day. Shout out to Money Gang Sports. Let's get down to it. Okay, I got 2 plays. One on Saturday, one on Sunday. My NFL pick of the day Sunday. We'll work that one first. I got some hot weather down here in Florida, boys. Some hot-ass weather. And the only thing hotter than the Florida weather right now is the 3 NFL teams we have. But the one team in particular I'm looking at is the Miami Dolphins and Oakland Raiders. Oakland coming off a back-to-back loss. Long road trip coming to Florida. Long road trip coming west coast to east. I think Oakland's got some issues right now. Not liking what I'm seeing. They're searching for answers still. Miami, on the other hand, Adam Gase in his 3rd year. Tannehill coming back in after being injured last year is really working that system good. I think he's got a grasp on things. He's taking care of the football, making things happen. And this week we get back to Devontae Parker, who was injured last Sunday. He wasn't happy about not playing, but he's raring to go. Another weapon from Miami. I think they wear Oakland down late in the game, and Miami gets the job done by a field goal. Later 3 with Miami. Okay, the game Saturday I like. It's in the state of Texas. You got TCU coming into Texas. The Horns are going to hook up. The Horned Frogs and the Texas Longhorns. I like Texas in this one. TCU coming off a tough loss against Ohio State at home, giving it up late. Ohio State kind of not covering but getting the job done, winning the game. And then Texas beating up on USC a little bit. And Texas coming back in this spot I really, really like a lot. They got a guy in the sideline. His name is Tom Herman. He's the head coach. He's coached just about half the universities in Texas. This guy's a solid coach. And in the underdog role, he's 6-0 ATS against top 10 teams. And in those 6 games, he's 6-0 straight up and winning those games by 10 points or more. But I know that TCU is not a top 10 team, but they're a top-tier program, top 20, so to speak. At the same time, after they win this game, I like them to crack the top 25. So, recap shortly. Miami laying the 3, and then also Texas getting the 3 at home, and maybe a little sprinkle on the money line for Texas also. Good luck, guys. Cash them tickets and see you next week.
Controls bouncing back and forth. Yeah.
Shout out to our man Big Ragu, man. Doesn't he look great in that shot,
looks
man?
Great.
Great video, great plays, a lot of love here from the chat. Big shout out to my man Big Ragu.
Yeah, and I would agree with him on the Miami play. The Texas TCU game, I just assume that, because it's just the recent history, TCU has just absolutely blown away Texas. And I think it's just because they just have a speed advantage that's probably going to be in play here as well. I don't like either side in that game. I'm staying off it, but I definitely like the under. I made that one an official play. I did give the under. I got it at 48. It's headed down now, and I definitely like the under in the Texas TCU game. That's an official play that I've given. I gave it as an official play in the pre-snap reads show. I bet it, and it's on my slate of official plays in the Loshak in the Bag show. So I'm liking the under in that one.
Interesting. I didn't realize that you had made that an under already. Native Queen's also on that under. Native Queen likes Texas as well. I'm curious to see, has there been line movement on that total that's gone under?
Oh, yeah, it's gone down a point or 2 or a half point or so.
Half point or so?
Yeah.
Eric Nisbet says Texas. Great call. And Kobe was also backing it up. Kobe said, Herman doesn't lose as a dog.
Yeah, but that was a different situation. That was when he was with Houston. He was a dog against different kinds of teams in different situations, and a favorite against different kinds of teams in different situations. This is tough. TCU, just the past bunch of years, has recruited a different caliber of player. Texas has been a mess. You know, the program's been a mess. Maybe in a couple of years, Herman will really make some substantial changes, but I feel like the Texas of right now is pretty much similar to, is pretty much the same as the Texas that's been blown out by TCU over the past 6 or 7 years or so. And I'm not saying that I'm on TCU, because I'm not. I'm only on one play in this game. I'm on the under, and I hope that everyone who cashes it wins. I hope Texas does cover.
Jesse Dykstra says Sunday's Des Moines Register headline, Iowa Hawkeyes 1,
yeah.
Loshak 0.
You know, that one I'm liking the under as well. I did bet Wisconsin -3, and I did give that one as an official pick. And as the hours tick by, closer to kickoff, I'm feeling worse and worse and worse and worse about that call. You know, I do feel like it's a bounce back spot for Wisconsin in a major way, but I also feel like they might have some fundamental issues on defense in a major way. Very, very tough at this point in the season to go into Iowa. Of course, Iowa at home has had some massive upsets at home as a much bigger underdog, got outright wins. We all know what Iowa's done. So I agree with you. It's very stressful. Since I've made the bet, you know, unless the line moved to like, you know, Wisconsin -4.5 or 5, I don't think I would take it back. I think I'm just going to ride with it. I'm also on the under. I think the under is a good play, and we'll see how it turns out. That's all I can say. Jesse Dykstra, as the minutes and hours tick by closer to kickoff, I'm more and more and more agreeing with you, and more feeling like I made a mistake, that I was too hasty taking a shot with Wisconsin, you know, as a pick and a bet.
Oh, I hear you. And back to this Texas spot. Ty Clinton says Tom Herman is the underdog king.
With Houston, he was. You know, it's a totally different situation. But anyway, let's go.
DJ Doug says at Houston, he was overlooked and underrated.
Right.
Can't sneak up on anybody at Texas.
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about the Tulsa game. This is another game's going to be a pass for me. I'm off it. I know some people are liking the under in the first half under. You have anything to say about this Tulsa Temple game?
I don't. I didn't have a ton of time to work on it, but a lot of our chat is liking Tulsa here. And I can understand why. And the line has kept creeping. The total has kept creeping down. What is the line done here? Let me get to the spread. It stayed the same all week. I guess there's a 6 at Bet Online. But it's pretty much stayed the same all week. Yeah, I didn't have enough time to do as much work as I would like to do. I'd like to hear what everybody is doing. Native Queen on Navy. Here, first quarter team total over, first half team total over, full game team total over. Wow, thinking Navy's going to go to town.
Ian Cameron and Joe Gavassi both liking Navy -6. That was an official pick from both of them.
Wow, is that right?
Which is kind of interesting because there's a lot of rain expected. I've been reading that. We saw what happened when Navy played Memphis in similar situation. It was a close, low-scoring game. Of course, historically, SMU and Navy have played relatively close games, and I'm thinking maybe there's a little bit of an overreaction to SMU's struggles so far this year. Wow. But Ian Cameron and Joe Gavassi were in agreement and fairly confident about their play on Navy -6.
Dan Kelly has come in. What a treat. We love Dan Kelly so much, and we know he'll be around more in basketball season where he crushes. Says, I am with Ragu. Says, I love coaching trend. When the coach changes schools, NCAA football is all about the coach. So I love coaching trends when the coach changes schools. NCAA football is all about the coach.
Yeah, it is. That's one of the reasons why Steve from collegefootballwinning.com is so good. He wrote a book specifically about coaching trends, and I wrote the foreword to that book, and you should check that out if you're interested to know more about coaching trends in college football. Steve from collegefootballwinning.com wrote a book, and it has all the stats and the numbers in there, so you can see all the trends for all the coaches, and it's very interesting to hear him talk about that. If you want to know more about coaching trends, look for Steve's book. I think it's called like the Black Book, the College Football Black Book Betting, something like that. I can't remember exactly what the title is, but Steve from collegefootballwinning.com wrote it, and it's a great book. If you want to know more, you can get it on Amazon or any of those places. If you want to know more about the specific tendencies and trends associated with all the prominent college football coaches.
My man Rick H is on the over 54 on Tulsa, so he likes that line. I guess the total now that it's being bet all the way down. Let's see what else we're going on. Zach Engel said, remember when Iowa waxed Ohio State last year as a 17-point dog? Ty Clinton says Tulsa runs the ball. DT Doug's Temple 0-2 at home this year. Can't see them going 0-3.
Okay.
Nick Murphy saying take UCF -13.5. Alan Action saying Iowa State is the big home dog to play now. I'm going to stay off this first one. But for the Friday night college games, I will have action.
Okay. We will be back tomorrow, of course, at 12 o'clock Eastern time. Any final words before we wrap this up, Jim?
No, I'm very excited to see what lucrative Larry is on. This is the first time in months, absolute months, and we're talking since he started, really, that he is now negative units, less than a unit, and he's not happy.
Welcome to sports bet. Welcome to long-term sports betting. Lucrative Larry, down units. Let's see what he has for us today. Let's see how he's responding emotionally to being down. Of course, long-term bettors know this is par for the course. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Marathon, not a sprint.
You're up, sometimes you're down. That's life.
That's life.
That's life.
Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. In August, you're up. September, you're down. October, you're back up again. That's life. Sorry, didn't mean to rain on your parade here.
That was the best thing in my life. Two-game parlay. Penn State, first half, -17, -110. Also, Penn State, first half, total over, 32.5, -115, which gives me a +56 at Bet365. I'm worried this record, but I'll get.
Wow, and you're on both first half plays, eh? Yeah. Interesting. Very exciting.
Okay. Lucrative Larry. I hope everything turns out. I hope you have a little bit of an ups and downs in life and sports betting. I hope that parlay brings you a nice little up. Lucrative Larry. That's it for today's show. We'll be back at 12 o'clock Eastern time, wrapping up the week for the Friday show.